Instagram deleted my business overnight, and for the first time in my life, I did nothing. This video ain't really about Instagram, it's about life, and I think it'll apply to you too. I'm gonna break this down in a way that I wish somebody had broken it down to me. I'm gonna walk you through the steps of what happened about 40 days ago, and I'm gonna give my best monk version, sans emotion, of the timeline of things that have gotten me into the position that I'm currently in. Because the first thing that seems to happen when a traumatic event occurs is you start telling a different story in your head. I'm gonna get this straight on the record. I'm gonna slow that whole story down, and then I'm gonna talk about what happens after the shock, the moment where absolutely nothing is clear. When your body is buzzing with electricity and every fiber in my being is saying, man, please fix this, please just do something, won't you? Even if you don't know what the right move is, just do something, please. That is the energy that I have brought to most of life. If something breaks, I fix it. If something stalls, I push it. Action is my love language. But what has happened to me recently has been a little different because action only made me feel good for about 5 minutes. And on the other side of that, there has been a valuable takeaway. I don't think that a lot of you have problems with laziness, but my suspicion is a lot of you have a problem with urgency, not trusting the stillness. We are going to sit in that tension for a minute, and I'm going to discuss a strategy that I've been putting into place. A commandment, if you will. Not a sexy one, but a rule to follow when you get yourself into situations like this. I've taken action enough times in my life to know that sometimes the best action is no action at all. This video is about discomfort in uncertainty and what you can replace that time with. My father had one piece of artwork in our house. It was a Mark Twain quote. Twain has the gift of turning a phrase. This is not the quote that my father had in our bathroom. This is a different one, but I've been thinking a lot about this one lately. It ain't what you don't know that gets you into trouble. It's what you know for sure that just ain't so. I knew for sure that my foundation was stable. Then about 45 days ago, I went to go open up Instagram. About 6 months ago, I made the decision to become a full-time content creator, left a 12-year career behind me. And now, it's how I make my money. I was about to post my first paid partnership, actually, when I open it up, you have been banned. This had actually happened 2 weeks prior. I was banned, I appealed, and they gave me the account back. 2 weeks after, now I'm opening it again. Same situation. I appeal. 24 hours later, though, my appeal is denied and I'm permanently disabled from Instagram. The only information that has been provided is that I have gone against their community standards for child exploitation. I have posted the same content on TikTok and YouTube. You can check out the shorts that I have on this page. Same kind of stuff. But as soon as I was able to get myself out of the wave of confusion, I wanted to take action. What can I do? I reached out to my management team. Hey, what can we do? You must know somebody at Meta. Can we get a hold of people? I started texting friends, colleagues, other content creators. Do you know anybody that I can get a hold of? Same story, nothing really works. A friend of mine was able to contact Meta support on my behalf saying, hey, Cinema Gravy's account is disabled. Can we open up a support ticket for him? Here's his information. They got in contact with me. I talked to somebody actually on the phone for the first time in 2 weeks. It was sweet. I felt like I had actual agency over what was going on. And then they proceeded to tell me there was nothing that they could do. As of now, I have a lawyer, and they are sending out a demand letter to Meta. The demand is to please give me my account back or arbitration. For the last 6 weeks, I have had the urge to rebuild, the itch to just move. I have had to face this discomfort of waiting. The obvious move would have been to start over immediately, get those 50,000 followers back immediately, eventually get back to where I was. It probably would have been the advice that I'd give myself, honestly. I want to know from you, though, when was the last time that you made a quick decision just to escape uncertainty? Specifically, I want to know the failures. If you made a decision quickly, took action, but it led to a terrible result. Let's learn from you. Culture rewards decisiveness. All of our heroes thought quickly on their feet, and we hear about their success, but we do not hear about their failures. And more importantly, we don't hear about the times where they are sitting there patiently. Of course, those are the moments they're lurking in the shadows. There can be a lot of strategy in not reacting. The problem is the urge to act just to feel steady again. And I will bring in a commandment from one of my favorite fictional characters, Evan Smoke. If you do not know what to do, do nothing. When would you use this? Well, if you are in an emotional situation, that means you should slow down. If you just got rear-ended, now is not the time to go Porsche shopping. Maybe give that a week or so before you start getting that 911. When the information that you have is incomplete, wait. If I'm sitting in my car, I have the hardest time with this. If I am sitting in my car, another car analogy, very bro of me. If I hear a honk, I assume it's for me, and I get angry immediately. How dare somebody honk at me? I'm doing everything right. I don't have the information there. I should probably look around, look in my rearview mirror, look if it's a green light and I should be going. Is somebody around me doing something that warrants a honking behavior, and it's not me? Gather more information before I react. Lastly, here's where the commandment really sticks in this particular situation. When the decision is irreversible, delay it. I've been in paralysis lately. Should I start a new Instagram or not? And there's a couple unknowns. One, I was banned. There is a possibility. If I were to start a new account, maybe being small, I wouldn't flag the system. If I were to build that account up, who's to say that I don't get banned again? All the work for nothing. Now that I have lawyers involved, I actually have no idea the implications if I were to start a new account. I don't really know how that works, and I don't want to confuse the matters more. Good decisions come from experience. Experience comes from bad decisions. Mr. Mark Twain said that again, and I have made enough fast decisions in my life to know that sometimes that speed is not the right decision. It is anxiety. It is just the simple fact that I am uncertain. I am allergic to uncertainty, and I cannot sit in that discomfort. I don't know about you fellas, but sometimes if I am acting fast, it is not because I think that is the best move. It is my ego trying to come out, and my ego does not make the best decisions all the time. Hidden behind a mask of being an agentic man, I take action. But it appears that sometimes not taking action can be strategic too. Another Twain quote, because I'm in my Twain era and I want to round this thing out as we wrap up. A cat that sits on a stove lid will not sit on a hot stove lid again, but neither will it sit on a cold one anymore. When something burns you, you don't just avoid the thing, you avoid the whole category. It's easy to fall into that trap. I could just say, sayonara social media. That would be a reaction. I could start a new account immediately. Also, a reaction. Both are the emotional corrections, and neither of those are the full picture of things. Both would be the equivalent of me being the cat on the hot stove thinking that all stoves are hot. I like to build. I like to keep moving, and I think mostly because moving makes me feel like I'm in control of things. Mark Twain had a gift with having his thumb on the absurdity of humans' belief that they know things. There's a comedy in that. I think we all can spot it in others, but it's hard to spot into ourselves. For me, feeling in control isn't the same thing as being in control. Feeling like I had ownership over a platform is one version of that. Let me tell you what I have been doing while I have been doing nothing in the meantime. I've built YouTube. This channel, I have started posting a little bit more frequently. I've developed 10,000 plus followers in the last few weeks. That's awesome. If I had started a new Instagram, all of that time would have been spent on that. It wouldn't have been happening here. By the way, if this resonates, I write about stuff like this on my Substack. It's completely free, link in the bio. Another thing, it's sharpened my skills with call to action. I need to get people off the platform and to me as soon as possible. The biggest tragedy with losing my 50,000 followers is I can't talk to my followers anymore. Valuable takeaway there. It's sharpening my skills. So when I get back, I will be better than ever at continuing to build the kingdom with all you guys. Doing nothing doesn't look like being idle, but in this case, I didn't have a full resolution picture of what's going on, and I still don't. I've been gathering information before I make a strategic move. That is the strategy. When information is incomplete and potentially irreversible, delay. Delaying is the strategy. I've had a lot of chats with you bros out there, and one thing is very clear. Action makes us feel powerful, and movement quiets the anxiety. I don't have all the answers, so instead I will leave you with a question. If action is the only thing that makes you feel in control, are you actually in control?